to bronchi, correct. Remove pathogens. Okay. I'm making a curved lines. Don't make curved lines. Use scale and draw straight lines. Okay. Don't make arrows like I'm making. Okay. State two features of alveoli that make them suitable for gaseous exchange. Okay. Large surface area, closer to capillaries. Large surface area. What other features can you write? Good. Capillaries, thin epithelium. Okay. Thin walls. Sorry. What else? They have moisture layer or a layer of water on them. They're moist. This is the fourth adaptation. Okay. Why they're moist? So that oxygen can easily dissolve and pass through it. Okay. The next question. Gas exchange changes the percentage of some gases in the lungs. We know this very well. Okay, let's complete the chart. What is this here and what is this here? Okay. Okay. Let's make this black and white as sorry, the gray one. The dotted one. Okay. Okay, inhale here and the second one is exhale here. Okay. This dotted one are nitrogen. This one is oxygen. Okay. And this would be carbon dioxide. Okay. They have given other gases. Okay, we have to write here. OMG. Nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. This one is carbon dioxide. Okay. Okay, next one. Brown bread made from the flour of white wheat grains contain both starch and fiber. A man eats a piece of brown bread. In his digestive system, the starch in the bread is chemically digested to maltose and then to glucose. Describe where and how this digestion takes place as the bread travels through the digestive system. Okay. We have to tell all parts. Okay, first of all, we'll talk about the mouth. In mouth, okay, what you will write. Just write your answer and then tell me what you have written for 4 marks. Write your answer first. it doesn't continue till small intestine. It doesn't continue. It won't continue because in the stomach it would the amylase would be denatured. Okay. Okay, what is the second part? What is the second part? In small intestine. Okay, maltase. And from where this maltase is coming? Okay. In small intestine there is maltase. Okay. What does maltase do? Maltose into glucose. Okay. So you would be given marks 2 for the part where and the enzyme that is produced over there. Okay. One part mouth and salivary amylase. Second part small intestine and maltase. The second other two marks are for the function. What is the function of amylase and what is the function of maltase? Okay. This is how you get 4 marks. Okay. Next one. Describe what happened to the fiber as it passes through his digestive system. Don't write his and her, please. Okay. Keep this thing in mind. Okay. Fiber is not good. Is not digested and passes out in feces, in egestion or in feces. Okay. Next question. Glucose passes from the digestive system into the blood by diffusion and active transport. Give two ways in which active transport is different from diffusion. Now you have to give the features for active transport basically. Okay. Active, okay, transport requires energy. Yes. Good. Transport. We can molecules against the against the concentration gradient. While diffusion pass at it from sorry, down the concentration gradient. Okay, there is a graph given where there are two type of digestion. One is the rapid and other one is the slowest. Okay, so here's the graph is given. Explain how figure 2.1 shows this. There is already glucose in the blood. Why do you think so glucose is present, already present? Because the value is not starting from 0, right? So the graph does not hmm, the so what would we write? The graph does the graph exactly does not start at the origin. Let's say at the origin. Okay. Okay. Both graphs shows an initial increase in blood glucose concentration followed by a decrease. Suggest two ways why the blood glucose concentration decrease. Okay. Okay. Convert glucose to glycogen. Where is this glucose used, by the way? Exactly. So the very first function of glucose in our body is to release energy. Okay, use information from 2.1 to suggest which type of starch is healthier to have in diet. From the you have to tell from the graph. graph. Which type is healthier? The rapidly digested one or the slowly digested one? Yes, yes. And why do you think so? Okay, okay. What else can be written? Slowly, you said the slowly digested starch, because pancreas don't have to work like very overtime. They don't have to do overtime. Okay, slowly digested starch. Pancreas do not have to release so much of insulin. Okay, what else can you write? If you see in the graph, the difference in the two is really high. This one is increasing really rapidly and decreasing rapidly. While here in the slowly digested one, the graph is almost like same. The value doesn't spike to that much extent. The spike is not really high. Okay, so what we can write that there is less variation in the blood glucose concentration. Okay. And there is less variation in blood glucose concentration. Okay. Okay, next one. Scientists want to produce a new wheat variety with an increased fiber content. Describe two ways they could use to do this. What can they do? Yes, correct. Okay, okay. So first you have suggested there is an artificial selection. They would select a breed with higher fiber content, and then okay, interbreeding. Okay, okay. What is the second part? The second way method? Genetic modification. Okay, and how is this done? No, we just give a summary. The desired gene, okay, inserted into the plant, let's say, if we summarize it. Instead of giving the whole process, we just can summarize it. Okay, so we have done two questions from this paper. The other questions you have to do on your own.